Hello everybody, Ponylover1989 here and welcome to another reaction episode. Well, tomorrow is March 10th and it's also the beginning of daylight savings times. So I advise you to set your clocks forward. So yeah, this is basically a reminder for all of you. Anyway, Something Different 765 said that he really enjoyed my Something Different 765 loved my laughs from one of my reaction videos. That he suggested me to react to three more videos. Anyway, this one is Cartoon Clipshow 98 Mega Man by the Rob the Wonderful, where he reviews a look at the Mega Man cartoon that aired in the 1990s, which was by Ruby and Spears. Yeah, that's basically the company that tries to be like Hanna-Barbera. So, well, yeah. I don't know how many parts there are gonna be, so here we go in 3, 2, 1, and...
Dry skin? Before?
Oh. Lotion. Nissan. We have a Nissan. KaiMinds.com. Whoa. Nostalgic 80s cartoon shows. There's Oban Star Racers, SWAT Cats, Samurai Jack, Voltron, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men, Cops, Avatar, Batman the Animated Series.
You know, it's been a long time since I've reviewed an animated adaptation of a video game. Let's fix that. Anybody who's ever held a game controller should know
It's
who Mega
the
Man is.
Mega Man
The vast library
OVA, I think.
Became one of the biggest video game icons of all time, with a gameplay style that's often imitated but never duplicated.
And Mighty
With a
Nine.
new game right around the corner, I thought it'd be a good time to take a look at his first animated series. Airing for 2 seasons from 1994 to 1995, the Blue Bombers' first cartoon series was brought to us by Ruby Spears. Yep,
Ruby
in their
Spears.
later years, they tried to move away from copying Hanna-Barbera and did more stuff like this. Sadly, though,
Yep.
this would be one of their last productions. And for an animated adaptation of a well-known property like Mega Man, they didn't do too bad. It even has a kick-ass theme song.
Oh, that theme song. I've heard of this. It was on the top, the compilation of 80s and 90s cartoon opening themes.
It is lazy. I didn't even think that was possible. In the first episode, we get some backstory that follows the story of the game pretty closely. Dr. Light and Dr. Wily are building robots to take on various tasks. Dr. Light wants to use them to help mankind, and Dr. Wily wants to use them for his own selfish reasons. So he steals some of Dr. Light's robots and uses them to try to take over the world. But Dr. Light armors up his most advanced robot and he becomes Mega Man. So he, his robot sister Roll, his robot dog Rush, and some other allies fight off Dr. Wily's robots on a weekly basis. I do really like the first episode and how it goes into Mega Man's origin. They even mention his original name.
Hi, my name's Rock.
Oh, named after his Japanese name, Rockman.
You can think of her as your sister.
Hi, I'm Rock, your brother.
I'm Raw.
Oh, I get it. Rock, roll.
Oh, Rock and Roll.
In this show, Mega Man
Named
is voiced
after
by
Rock and
James
Roll.
Corlett.
Despite the Japanese names.
Dr. Wily and Proto Man.
Here's a fun fact. In an ironic twist, he was also the voice of Dr. Wily in Captain N the Game Master.
Captain M, the Game Master? That was an old cartoon back in the 1980s.
Really destroying my deadly androids.
Who apparently had a bad case of asthma in that show. But here, Wily is
Asthma.
voiced by Scott McNeil, who, as usual,
Ooh,
chews
Scott
all the
McNeil.
scenery.
Nobody knows it.
One of the cartoon voice actors.
understood me. I never even had toys like the other kids. And now I'll build all the toys I want. Robot toys. And I'll control them.
I gotta admit that I do love his Wily voice. It's the one I always think of when he had dialogue in the games. Scott is also the voice of Mega Man's brother, Proto Man.
Proto.
Destroy Mega Man. He's my brother.
It should be known that Proto Man is a bit different in the games. He was a villain for a while, but he eventually broke off his ties with Wily and went off to do his own thing. But I kinda like this version of him. He's such a smug wise ass, and it's great. He's always got an arrogant grin on his face, and he even gives Wily the business sometimes.
I get such a charge out of this proto.
Yeah, whatever turns you on, Doc.
Wily and Proto Man are joined by Guts Man and Cut Man.
Guts Man and Cut Man.
With pleasure, Gutsman.
They're the typical duo of goons every villain has. Kind of like Rocksteady and Bebop, but slightly
Rocksteady
more
and
confident.
Bebop from Teenage Mutant Ninja
They're
Turtles?
joined by 1 to 3 of the other robot masters from the game, spanning from the first game all the way up to Mega Man 5. Though they didn't use all of the robot masters. I would have loved to have seen Skullman, since he's one of my favorites.
Skull
It's
Man.
too bad they didn't incorporate the Mega Man 6 characters, since it was out at the time. Then again, we were spared the silliness that is Centaur Man.
Centaur Man.
Somebody designed this. Well, I guess it could have been worse.
It's
They
by
could've
the
used
Japanese-
Weasel and Terror Teddy.
Japanese illustrators and
Shout out to the
developers.
few who get that reference. Sadly, this show came out right before a lot of well-known characters of the series came out or became mainstays. It would have been nice to at least see Beat, since he debuted in Mega Man 5. We didn't see too
Beak.
many of the regular enemies either. They only briefly showed a couple of them. They had a lot of Batontons, though. Man, this show sure liked the Batontons. Also, Darkman appears in a few episodes.
Dark Man.
And he's not a robot master. He was a mini-boss in Mega Man 5.
A
but
mini-boss in
I guess the
Mega Man
creators of the show
5.
didn't know that. But he seems to fit in fine with the other robot masters. Just like in the games, Mega Man can take their powers and use them. However, it was always after he defeated them. In the show, he just takes it whenever it's most convenient. I like the way he does it, though. It's like he scans the circuits and copies them somehow. They also show him doing this with other weapons, which was a nice touch. The problem is, he only uses it a few times, and never again. In the games, he keeps the weapons, and as long as they're charged, he can just use them whenever. But here, if he wants a specific weapon, I guess he's gotta wait for that robot master to show up in an episode. It's particularly infuriating when he gets one that's really powerful. In one episode, he gets Metal Man's power. The show should end
Metal
right
Man's
there.
power.
That's the most powerful weapon in the entire game series. Speaking of which, I like how badass they made some of the robot masters, like Metal Man, Crystal Man, and Pharaoh Man. Who, even
Pharaoh
after
Man.
getting his power taken by Mega Man, still gives him a punch. Too bad they were only in one episode each. This happened with several characters. Some were recurring, while most were only seen once. That's understandable.
Only
with the
seen
amount of
once,
characters
just
from the
like
series
Dr.
and
Fright
limited
from
number
the
of
Care
episodes
Bears
to work with.
family.
But seriously, did we really need to see Bright Man so much? He was in so many episodes that he's one of the few non-main characters to get an action figure.
Oh.
Not a Bright Man fan
Bright
over
Man
there?
gets an action figure? I did not know that.
It's right, man.
Oh, that's right, gentlemen. And I'm here to light up your lives.
Oh!
How do you like that, big boy? Yeah, some of the voices were kind of weird. Just listen to Ring Man.
Rain Man?
Whoa, hot stuff. I bet it's like impossible to bust into this joint.
I'm like Metal Man, except totally lame. Also, I love this one exchange between him and Mega Man.
It's been a blast, Ring Man. Give me a ring next time you're in town.
That's so awkward and hilarious. He's got this look on his face, is like, you son of a bitch.
Not so fast, Megapunk. Toadman.
Toad Man.
Toad Man, you're the worst robot master. Some of them didn't quite fit, like Iceman. With his big
Iceman.
goggles or glasses or whatever, I expected him to maybe sound more nerdy, but instead he sounds like a gangster's henchman.
Iceman to Dr. Wily. This is Wily. Go ahead. I've destroyed Mega Man.
Yeah, boss, I put him on ice. Some of the voices of the recurring characters sounded fine, at least, like Gutsman and Snake Man.
Snake Man.
Meddler, get ready to join the junkie. Say adios, Mega Dweeb.
But why did they make Cutman sound like Peter Lorre?
Peter Lorre?
But it's kind of a strange choice.
I'm going to trim your life, blue boy. Mind if I cut in? With pleasure, Gutsman.
Yeah, he really does sound a lot like the Peter Lorre from Looney Tunes?
For you. Did you know this show had a music CD with well-known artists contributing to it? It is
A soundtrack.
quite a time capsule. One of the artists was Sugar Ray, and supposedly the
Oh,
lead singer,
Sugar
Mark
Ray?
McGrath, did the voice of Sparkman in the episode Cold Steel. There are also rumors that members of the band Mr. Big provided voices for this episode as well. But
You know, the same artist that sang,
he
sings these words to me. She sings these words to me.
Let's wreck and roll. I'm gonna get a real charge out of blowing
Gary Chalk, the voice of Grounder?
You miss me by a mile.
Who's that?
You sure about that, Sparky?
So why are the Robot Masters starting a hair band? This was 94. 80s metal was over. You gotta go grunge. I think they also changed up some of the powers to maybe make a bit more sense, or as much as you can with Mega
Woodman.
Man powers. For example, Woodman's power was a bunch of
Woodman
leaves that
debuted in
circled
Mega Man
around
2.
his shield. But in the show, he has
Alongside
a big metal
Airman.
leaf that he uses as a shield and as an offensive weapon. By far the most jarring change overall is to Airman. They gave
There's
him a
Airman.
face. In his original design, he just had 2 eyes on top of his body.
Airman Galteao
But I guess the animators wanted an actual face to work with. Or maybe they thought the original design was dumb. I don't know. As expected, there were other changes to the designs. Most notably, Mega Man looks a bit more buff than he usually does. I think this makes a little bit of sense. After all, he is called Mega Man. For some reason, he's always portrayed
That's
as a
his
little
original
boy toy.
Japanese design from
He got all these
Capcom.
accessories, which I find weird because going back to Mega Man 6, they could have just used the Rush upgrades.
Oh,
Speaking
the
of Rush,
upgrades.
he's about accurate with his game counterpart, but in the show, he can talk. And
Rush
they
can talk?
basically turned him into Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Good boy. Hey, Roll, 1 energy biscuit for Rush.
Not so fast, Mecco Mutt.
Well,
A
this was
sneeze.
Ruby Spears, so I guess it makes sense. He's kind of the comic relief of the show, but thankfully it never got too annoying. Usually he gets limited to an end of episode gag that may or may not be funny.
Yes, sir, Mr. Doggy, sir. Right away, sir, Mr. Doggy, sir.
Something happened to Rush in that robot lab that we don't know how to fix. He picked up a bad case of robot fleas.
Robot fleas?
Who the hell would make robot fleas? How would robot fleas even work?
How
Maybe
does
the little guy
robot
that
fleas
brings
ever
power-ups is given a
came
little bit of
anyway?
personality.
Don't forget your energy cans, Mega Man.
E-cans?
Thanks, Eddie.
And one time he even got to join in the fight.
Oh, I've got a special drink on the menu for you guys.
Spoke.
Like I said, it's a shame Beat wasn't in the show because they were in desperate need of more good guys. The odds were
Too bad
kinda
Beak
stacked
wasn't in the
against
show.
them. They did show a robotic enforcement team a few times, which I thought was a nice touch, but they kind of suck. Fortunately, the biggest and most welcome changes was to Roll. In the games, Roll barely had a presence. She was Dr.
She looked like a little girl in the original design.
But in the show, she got one hell of an upgrade. They changed her build to match Mega Man's, and she even got her own weapon of sorts. It's some kind of multi-tool on her arm, which has all kinds of tools and appliances built in. How all of that fits into her arm, I have no idea. But she uses them with deadly force to help beat the Robot Masters. Dismembering them even. She straight up puts a Lek Man into a blender.
I think
She even uses
She has a nice